Raw starts off with a Vision promo, and it was all right. I wish they let Braun have talked. I don't think they let Braun talk at all, actually. I don't even believe Braun talked during that promo, and if he did, it was just a quick second thing. I think it was all Paul Heyman. Let Braun talk. And I like Braun a lot, but him standing next to Logan Paul and Austin Theory does him nothing. I don't think it does anything for Braun Breaker. I think it does nothing at all. I think it hurts him more than it helps, to be honest. Like, just let him be a solo guy. Let him be that guy. And it leads to a six-man tag. This was a all right match. It was nothing special. Vision had control. I wish they would have made Braun look even more dominant. He's kind of dominant, but I want him to be like, hey, this is. He comes in and everybody's like, oh, but that's not what they did. And then Seth Rollins attacks Braun Breaker, setting up a rematch. Um, yeah. The start was all right. It didn't get me excited or nothing. Oh, okay, I guess. And that kind of set the mood for me for a while. Like I kind of was like in a slump for like the entire like first hour. I was kind of in a slump because like this didn't really excite me that much. The beginning kind of just didn't do anything for me. And next we have Adam Pearce El Grande Americano promo where eventually Dom comes out and it sets up a match later on between Dom and Chad. I mean El Grande Americano. Uh Brutus Creed's mask was it didn't even look like it fit him. It felt like it was like a size too big, to be honest. And they're still portraying this happens in the match and in this promo. They're still portraying Chad Gable's as a face in America. Stop doing that. Stop. I don't know why I have to come out here every week, every Raw review and say stop doing this one thing and then you keep doing it. He is not the face. He's getting booed in their match. I'll go ahead and talk about the match. Uh I'll talk about a bit of it. I'll get to the main talk, but even during the match, that Dominic was getting out cheered from El Grande. Like he is not a face. Quit trying to pretend he is a face. He is not. He is not that guy, bro. He is not. He is a heel. Then we had a Penta promo. He calls out Ethan Page. Ethan Page comes out. He goes, "That title is prestigious. Anybody who ever became a megastar held that title." And so I challenge you at Saturday Night Main Event. I thought it was going to become a Fatal 4-Way. It's not. It seems like it's going to be Penta, Ethan Page. Rusev comes out. He's like, "You're kind of jumping the line here, bud." And he's like, "Well, Javon Evans said you didn't deserve an opportunity." Javon Evans comes out. He's like, "Hold on, hold 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 on." I didn't say none of that. And then it starts a fight. Javon then versus Rusev. I got online. Some dude was like, Rusev is like the worst wrestler I've ever seen. I didn't think this match was bad at all. I didn't hate this match. I think Javon's great, and I was entertained. He's doing some new moves. His moves are starting to get a bit more slicker, a bit more like in pace, where it's like doom, doom, doom. Like Io Sky is so slick with her moves and that, and I think Javon Evans is also getting more slick with his like Io. Yeah, I thought that was cool, and Javon Evans gets the win over Rusev, which I thought was really really cool. Then we had a Io Sky versus Asuka backstage. Asuka was wearing like her original face paint when she first debuted with just the black line. They hugged and she's like, and Asuka said, "You know what? I pass my legacy down to you." So I'm very interested to see what's next for Asuka. I don't think she retired. I think there's gonna do something more, but I do not know what. Next we had a Brian Page promo. This was not a good promo. Roxanne and Raquel came out, and I thought Raquel was probably the best promo there, which says something. Uh, yeah. Though I did like Raquel. I mean, I did like Roxanne's Perez. Was like, I used to be a huge fan of you when 10 years ago, and I was like, yep, sure, yep, yeah, I like that. Next we have the Roman backstage where he's like, I gotta make Jacob Fatu acknowledge me, or he's getting kicked out of here. He's gotta acknowledge me. I beat him. I gotta beat him. And Jimmy was like, yeah, said He's either gonna acknowledge me, or I'm gonna beat the acknowledgement in him. And Jimmy's like, well, I have Jay go and talk to him. He's like, why? I already beat him. I don't know why you're doing all that. Next we had Io Sky versus Sol Ruka. This is a good little match. They definitely, you could tell this was their first time ever having a match together. There was some mix-ups. You would think, like one thing's happening, and then the ring they were confused. Especially at the very beginning, but they kind of got it back together. It's a good match. I did like the match. It's just kind of, you know, kinda, it wasn't up to Io Sky or Sol Ruka like what I think their match could have been. So I'm very interested in see like what a rematch would be here in like a couple months when Sol Ruka is more adjusted to the main roster and has actually like faced a bit more people and gotten a bit more used to it. Then we had an Usos backstage promo where Jimmy's like, "Hey, Roman says don't do that." He's like, "Relax, I'll handle it." Pretty much what happened. Then we had the Prophets and Seth. Seth's like, I had your bag out there, you know, and we're going after the same people. And Montez Ford like, this ain't about you, man. This ain't about you. About them titles. We do not need your help. Saturday night's main event. All right, fair enough. Then there was a Io Soul backstage segment. She was like, "You're the future." So I was like, "Thank you." Becky came out and was like, "You lost to the Genetti." I was like, "All right, fair enough." So I think it'll be Soul versus Becky at Clash in Italy, which I think will be a good match. Then we had Dom versus El Grande Americano in a Triple A Mega Championship title match. It's a fun match. Uh, Chad, I mean El Grande is always good in the ring, so yeah, it's probably a good. This is a good match. I enjoyed it. I like watching Small Grande wrestle. I like him without the mask, but I do like him. Uh, and there was a Vision promo and it showed Maxine Dupree in the car, and I was like, all right. The problem is every time Austin Theory talks, it's just like I don't know. I just don't believe it. I think the only way I had a thing for Austin Theory was if he became like a face, and then they just kind of were like, no, by the way, he's a heel, and I was like, oh, okay, I guess that was the only way. And then Logan Paul, I don't mind Logan Paul as much as other people, but like I don't want SmackDown. Let Braun Breaker be on his own. Let it just be Braun Breaker and Paul Heyman. That's all you need. You don't need these tag teams. If you I actually like when Paul had multiple people. Like if it was just Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker, I'd like it. Or just like Paul Heyman and Jordan Grace would be great. It would be great, but they're like no. Then we had a very good main event segment. Where Roman goes, "All right, Jacob, come out and acknowledge me." Jacob's coming to the ring. He's like, "You think I'm gonna acknowledge you? No." And he beats up on Jay Uso, and then he beats up on Jimmy, and then him and Roman do a brawl. It was a very good brawl. It was a very, very, very good brawl. Um, Roman eventually gets put through the table. Jacob Fatu's standing tall. It looks like he's leaving. The Usos are checking up on Roman Reigns, and then Jacob Fatu turns around, full sprints. Roman and the Usos all go through a barricade. I actually really liked this. I really liked their promo. I liked all of it. I liked him getting mad at Jay. I liked him saying, "Now you gonna have to beat that acknowledgement in me, cause I ain't acknowledging nothing." And I thought that was cool too. Yeah. But overall, I thought this Raw was one of the weaker ones of recent times. I did not think this was the best Raw or nothing. But yeah, sometimes it's gonna be happening. It's a retooling Raw. It's still happening. Also, didn't mention the Femi Open Challenge. Adam Pearce comes out. He's like, "Looks like there's not gonna be an open challenge tonight. No one wants to challenge you." Oba runs back there, grabs Los Garza, and beats them up. And I was like, they kind of need tag teams, but sure. And then there's an online promo after that. He's like, "This is embarrassing. No one wants to challenge the ruler. Nobody wants to come take my spot. The boys in the back are embarrassing." Pretty much is what he said. And I was like, "Yeah, yeah. I love Obafemi. Obafemi's great." Um, yeah. Yes, indeed. But yeah, the Raw was all right. It wasn't as good as other Raws recently, but it was still a very good Raw. Not good. It was all right Raw. Um, which is interesting because I actually liked Backlash a lot. Like I thought it was like a 7 to 8 out of 10, and this Raw is like a 5 out of 10. Still better than SmackDown. Even the lowest rating Raw I have probably this year is better than any SmackDown of the year. I didn't mind. I liked the ending, but I thought like the first hour I didn't really like. Well, I liked the Oscar segment. I actually liked Rusev in that, but starting promo, I didn't really care too much for the 3 man though. The Montez Ford and Braun Breaker minutes were good, but I don't know. It just felt slow. The beginning felt slow, and so Raw felt slow. So that was my opinion. But I thought it did pick back up. After and then oh yeah, the Bella Twins. I was slow. I felt slow, but Soul Io pumped me up a bit more, and then Dom and El Grande pumped me up a bit more, and that main event made me feel very good. But overall, I thought the Raw was all right for watching. That main event though.